Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Defensive Thursday. This is your favorite gorilla here. So, this week we are defending the episode 30 Days from Voyager thanks to Resolute Germ. I believe it was Resolute Germ that suggested this one. Well, anyhow, it's an actual good story. It's a kind of like a flashback story, which I like a lot. So, let me get to this tab here. So, I better mute it in case I accidentally. We start off with Tom Paris there. He's getting sentenced to. He was demoted to ensign there, which really I think at that moment there they should have promoted Ensign Kim just as another slapping. If you're gonna punch him, go full out, slap him in the face by giving Ensign Kim a promotion there. But anyhow, he's sentenced to 30 days solitary confinement, which someone said that this was a little excessive for Janeway, but for the circumstances, he did almost start a war between Voyager and Momimans or Mohimans or Momin or however the hell you pronounce it. But oh, God, I should probably pull the comments up on my phone here. Oh, it's just StreamYards. Okay, just a sec here. Then turn the volume off. Just so I can see the people's comments while I'm in another tab. All right. So yeah, he ends up in the brig and all that, which I think she's just trying to make a point, not to for the excessive amount of crimes he did. He did violate the Prime Directive about starting a war. He violated their sovereign territory. Blah blah blah. So he's going in there. He just starts going nuts. And here's opening credits. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. I like how he starts out as he knows that his food's coming. It's almost like he got it down to a time there. He goes, 1, 2, 3. Then as soon as Neelix comes in, he's like 97, 98. And really Neelix is doing a little bit more talking than what he's supposed to, but that's good. That's kind of good. The little root stew that comes in hand that comes in, and I like this joke. Did you ask uh, about the war and about those holodeck privileges, and Felix is just like reminding Mr. Ensign Paris that this is punishment or not shore leave. Oh, come on. I picked a bad spot to stop it. Yep. Or tell Mr. Paris is. So then there's like no extra talking, then he just leaves. Wait, I like this joke. He goes, "If I don't get someone to talk to, you're gonna have a full blown prison ride on." Like Tom Ferris could do one thing against the entire ship because because no one can go against Janeway there. So this is what I like. They actually did allow him to have a data pad there. I was actually kind of surprised on that the first time I watched this. And he actually writes a letter to his father explaining what happened. This is when we get to the flashback. Oh, excuse me. Okay. So he goes, "Hey, Dad." He's talking about how he's back in prison again, and you gotta always love a good Captain Proton story. And this is one that I think this is like the only one of two episodes that we got to see the Delaney sisters. And I gotta say, I'm digging those outfits. Obvious reasons, but so anyhow, the Tom and Kim got the date with the Delaney sisters as Captain Proton. It's always a good story. And then they get called. Here they're done with it. They're all saying their goodbyes. They get called called to the. Oh, it's funny. This is so in character too. Tom Paris says, "Oh, they're twins. What's the fuck? What's the difference in here?" Kim has to explain the difference between the two Delaney sisters. That I really liked. It's so in character. Then it tells him how Kim's so consistent. He falls for he's always falling in love with the women that he can't have. Like the a Borg, a hologram, now the wrong twin. Here's what the one thing I want right there. This image right here is I really like. It's a it's a world made out of completely water. There's absolutely no land. This was a fascinating concept because, especially since they didn't know if this was natural, like a gas giant or what. But it's a fascinating concept, just having a water world. Can you imagine if all our oceans with all the critters inside were su- were sucked up, and then all of a sudden into the there, and we have like we would not be able to survive, but you know, could have been like an experiment or an actual natural phenomenon. But this was like one of the coolest concepts there. Then yeah, and they respond. Oh, I want to get a picture of those ships again. Right there. Those are some. I do like the design of the ships. It looks like they fly through the air and all that. That they're though they could have changed the shape just a little bit so they didn't look like let's just say someone's man some male anatomy there, but because you see you got the here an elongated shape. Yeah, I don't need to explain it. But they are kind of some neat looking ships. You can tell they're designed for water, and it's pretty cool they can go out in space. So they fire on them. They disable the fleet ship. Then all of a sudden they want to talk. You know, and they give them. So they give them a tour. They're trying to talk to each other, and it's kind of neat. Tom was so fascinated by this world. He actually gets invited to the meeting. Now it's pretty cool that they invited Tom to to the meeting here. We got some continuity here with being with Neelix being an ambassador to the Delta to the Delta Quadrant. Pretty fascinating right there. Then they talk about how it's losing containment and how their ships can only go 100 kilometers down, which and it's pretty neat that Tom and Cap, Captain Janeway there got to have a little heart to heart talk. They talked about Jules Verne. One of the first books that he remembers, and one of the things he was always fascinated about, was Jules Verne's, especially his 20 Leagues Under the Sea. Now, I thought that was pretty neat there. They're talking. And he talks about the ancient sailing ships and stuff. But his dad wanted him to go in the Starfleet. But it's continuous his character how Tom Paris was always fascinated with the 19th and 20th centuries. And they're gonna make the Delta Flyer paddle, which the Delta Flyer fits in with it because it was designed to go inside gas giants, so the ocean would be no different than yeah. We've been full of yawns tonight. Yeah, and then they got they're gonna take 7 and 9 and Riga. And then so they go down there, down. Now that's a pretty neat city that they got there. That's pretty neat. and how they could just kind of make it float. Well, I should say, uh, I'm not sure how would you phrase it. Stay in the same place because they didn't like it. It's submerged deep down, but it stays where it's at. That's kind of neat. I can't remember what they said. So then they go past it. And they talk about this is when they talk about how it's losing containment. And they only got 5 years, for before it completely dissipates. And the guy's like, "How much?" The guy's worried about his political career. How's he supposed to talk about tell that 47 regional sovereigns? Hey, I'm pretty sure most leaders would listen to you if you tell them that the world's ending for this reason. You give them good enough reason. They're not going to take your head for that. But of course, uh, they don't want to be voted out, so they might just take his head for coming up with that. Who knows? It's kind of hard to tell how the world would react to the end of the world type situation. Just uh, over the years, just look how differently people acted to different things. There's people that stepped up to the plate, did what had to be done. And then there's others that just sat there, did nothing there. So it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to hear how they did actually react to this after, or if they actually did anything. Blah blah blah. More it's being crushed. Yeah, yeah. Now then you get this massive structure here. And it's pretty cool. And they talk about how it's over 100,000 years old. You know, that's pretty cool. That's the structure that they're talking about how it sucked up the water and stuff. We'll get to that a little bit more later. And how it's manufactured. And this is where they learn that the water down here changed composition, that it's heavier than normal water because you link it back to their oxygen refineries there, which where they extract the oxygen out of the water there so that they can breathe. But that to me that also doesn't make much sense. I could understand if it was like brine, but because like I know they've had problems with those desalination plants that they have out on the coast there. That when they suck in the water, they desalt it and then run it through the pipes and all that for the people to drink and do whatever with. But then they pump the salt back into the ocean. It creates like these brine lakes inside the oceans there where nothing can survive because it's just like almost pure like liquefied salt. But here, if they suck all the oxygen out of the water, then it should turn into hydrogen theoretically. And it's 100,000 years ago. They don't wonder who built it. Where did they go? They're trying to upload all the stuff. Then let's see if I can. They're getting attacked by this massive like electric eel thing. It keeps attacking them. And I'm not sure. Maybe an electrician could leave a comment in there. Is 500,000 volts? Is that like a lot? Because I'm not sure how they like. I know I got some. I know like my car battery is like 12 volts. So are they like overdoing it by saying wouldn't like 500,000 volts just completely destroy it? Because if a as powerful as a 12-volt battery is in a car, just think of how much 500,000 volts is, which I don't know what that would do to the structures in that. Oh, they got a leak. They're going to patch it. 600 kilometers. Then he talks about how his dad used to read the Jules Verne stations to him. Apparently, they're getting attacked, which is nothing. bangs his head. He's trying to get the doctor to get him out of there for like 4 days for psychiatric and I need a full uh, head scan, and that doctor's like, this is what Naomi would call a boo boo. So just make it so that got a little bit of a chuckle out of me. Blah, blah. You trying to get out, continues reading, fixing it. They get out. That the containment fields fixed itself before they could use their magic deflector. So then this is where you explain how it came about, what's all happening. You know how they got to save themselves. They think they might have to evacuate. Oh, a little bit of flashback. This is where he's going nuts. He's having flashback to his childhood where he's hearing stuff that his father used to tell, like he has to study and that he's not going to learn anything if he's just playing. And back to Janeway yelling at him. But it's uh, still, in his flashback form. And Kim actually gets to talk to him. That's Blonde misses him, basic little stuff. They kind of have a little banter back and forth. So then he has to leave. This is where they learn that the oxygen refineries are destroying it. They give him suggestions how to fix the stuff. This was a little out of character for Tom, but he basically flips out. But he has a passion for protecting the ocean there. He wants to do something about it. You know? So they basically say they're not going to do anything. Janeway gives them the old prime directive talk. He's sitting here thinking when B'Elanna comes and talks to him. Nothing special. She's just trying to cheer him up. And that's where him and Riga come up with a plan to destroy the refineries. Now, this is a pretty bold plan in Tom. And Tom's one of the ones that can get past the security. Security to launch the Delta Flyer because they don't sound like they secure very well. So him and Riga go and he's willing to sacrifice his life there. They go on there. They come up with a little depth charge thing to deflect the torpedo. A little back and forth. They're talking war. It's patience game. Not really much to talk about. They deflect the torpedo. And then they go back for, you got sentenced for insubordination, reckless endangerment, unauthorized use of a spacecraft, and conduct of unbecoming of an officer. That's what he's charged with. So 30 days is actually a little light. And she talks how she will kill them if he had to. Then they just have their little back and forth. There's a really heartwarming moment there. Then he serves his time. There's a really good heartwarming talk though that Janeway and that had. And here is the part that I loved. He finishes his father's letter there after he gets out of the brig. Then he shows before he goes on a date with Lana there. But it is beautiful that he decided to, as soon as they were in communication, excuse me, as soon as they were in communication range, he ordered the ship to send the letter out there to his father. Now it could delete eventually, we don't know. That could have happened off screen. But it was pretty they followed through with it actually making mean something. They sent the letter out to his father at, when they get in communication range. Like he has hopes that they'll get back before his father. Well, his father's still alive, and then credits. So basically, there's a lot of good stuff in there. There's a really good story writing there. You know, they picked the right person to do it. They're going to do it because I can see Tom Paris actually going to the lengths that it needs to save the civilization from themselves because he doesn't give a shit about the Prime Directive. I don't think hardly any of the lower officers give a shit about the Prime Directive. Personally, and I would like to hear from people that whether or not the Prime Directive is good, you know, because I hear a lot of people say it's not good. To a certain point, there, I can see the Prime Directive being good there, you know, because you don't really want to interfere with the development society. Just think of what if aliens stopped, let's say, the World War II. Say if aliens interfered and stopped World War II from happening, we wouldn't have a lot of the advancements we had. We wouldn't have the UN. We wouldn't have had. We wouldn't have the prosperity that we have now. We've had the actual longest sustained time of major peace eh, for decades here. Though we've had wars, like yes, we had the Vietnam War, but we had small little skirmishes in Iraq and Yemen and Syria and Afghanistan, and I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting a few. Yeah, there's been small little pop pockets of war. Yes, we've had terroristic attacks and that, but overall, we haven't had major conflicts like when the French and the British used to be the major dominating empires, them being at war with the Hundred Years' War, or we haven't. The UN is what helped save us from the Soviet Union. There, we didn't have no world. We haven't had world wars. So the major conflicts there are over. Are over. So, but in other ways, the Prime Directive is bad because what's the point of the Prime Directive is this: let the cultures develop themselves until they're ready to join the rest of the galaxy. But what's the point of the Prime Directive is the whole civilization's got to die out anyhow. And hey there, Spencer. I was just getting ready to wrap up here.
Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on. I just got
Oh,
here.
oh, see, on Thursdays here, I take bad episodes or bad movies that I let the audience pick there, and what we do is we defend. I point out like the stuff I like or the stuff I thought was pretty good in the episodes and kind of defend them from what the people that bash them or say bad things about the episodes are for.
Yeah.
And this week's pick from someone was the episode 30 Days from Voyager. I'm not sure if you ever seen that episode.
Nope. I don't watch Voyager.
Oh, oh, it was a neat little like a flashback story and all that, where Tom Paris talks about why he's sitting in the brig for 30 days. Yeah, that he was writing a letter to his father type deal. It's actually it's a pretty good episode. It's top 20 for me.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I just really wanted to stop in and say hi. It's been a little bit since I've been able to join one of your streams.
Yeah. I might be doing a Minecraft stream tonight too.
I need to get some sleep, so I won't be able to join that one.
Okay. I don't know when I'll do, and it might just be like a half an hour stream too, if I do one. Well, since you're
I
here,
might. Yeah.
you get to pick next Thursdays. What's bad episode of a TV show that's not serialized or a bad movie that you
Mm,
think's bad?
hmm. That's a great question.
Yeah.
Trying to think. I can't really think of anything.
Okay.
I mean, there's the Doctor Who whenever it became a woman, but in order to understand why people would be upset with that, you would actually have to have watched and enjoyed the show.
Yeah, and see, I've only seen like one episode of Doctor Who. I'm actually planning on starting to watch parties of it here eventually.
You should. I think next week you should do that. It's a great show.
Well, if it's serialized and if I have to understand previous Doctor Who's, that would defeat the purpose of the.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to think. Hmm.
Otherwise, I think I'll do the Room, the movie The Room, because I wanted to watch that anyhow.
I'll join you then. I'll do it.
Okay, my stream will. You're Eastern time, aren't you? Right, if I remember correctly.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'll start at 8 o'clock your time.
Uh, yeah, I think so.
Okay. You got
Eastern
anything?
Daylight Time?
Yeah, Eastern Standard Time.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm bad with that.
All right.
But yeah,
Did you have anything you wanted to pump here,
no, I wasn't here for the episode at all.
or do you, no? Do you have any like your channel or anything you want to promote?
I mean, not really.
Okay. So I might do a Minecraft stream later on tonight. I'm not sure. Um, Tomorrow's up in the air because I have to go pick up some clothes for the kids and that. I don't know. But Saturday we'll be doing Babylon 5 at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. That'll be 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Then on Sunday we are watching Psycho 2. So you guys have a good night and remember to be a gorilla.
All right.